This is going to be a quick review of the Bonavita Gooseneck Kettle. This is in the 1.0 liter electric version. It's also sold as a 1.7 liter, a variable temperature, and then a stovetop version. This is just a very simple electric version with an on-off switch right here that will boil the water, but that's it. The more popular version of this has a variable temperature, which has a larger base with buttons here where you could pick, boil or 180 degrees or whatever. Again, this is the simpler version, but it's not as simple as the gas version or the non-electric version, I guess, which goes on top of your range. That's just a standard kettle. This is an electric kettle. Just as far as the specs go, it's very simple. 1.0 liter. There is a larger size. That's 1.7 liter, but that's bigger than most people need. Gooseneck spout for accurate pour control, easy grip handle, cord base where you could wrap it. Importantly, stainless steel construction, BPA free with 1,000 watts for quick heating. And that's in the 120 volt version, which I have here, and auto shut off. So after it boils, it will turn itself off. The rest of the instruction is very simple. It's mainly around safety and the warranty. The parts of this version are very, very simple. You have a grounded plug, on-off switch, a handle. That's really kind of it. There is an indicator light, which is useful. And then not too much else here. You just want to make sure you never put anything in the kettle except water. Don't make your tea in the kettle. As far as the kettle itself goes, it's really nicely constructed. It's all stainless steel. Here's the pouring spout, again, stainless steel. Then we have the indicator light. It's not very bright and it's off to the side. So if you have this facing you to turn it on and off, you cannot see the indicator light, which is a bit annoying. It's really meant to be kept sideways. So in profile, you can see it, but that really doesn't work for most people's countertops. It has a sort of pistol grip or something like that, so you could pour it easily. That looks like it would be useless, but since you're pouring this and it's a gooseneck, which is designed for accurate pouring, it's actually fairly useful. This brings me to one big drawback with the Bonavita single temperature kettle, and that's the on-off switch. It's very, very sensitive. It turns on with just the slightest touch. Just like a couple grams of pressure will turn it on, and almost nothing will turn it off. So it's very easy to turn this kettle on and off by accident. I've actually seen things fall on it and hold the power button in what appears to be an on state, which to me, there you can see a little bit better, and kind of like something not heavy, like a towel, could fall, hold it, and hold it down, and that seems very unsafe to me. So I actually keep this kettle unplugged when I'm not using it. One of the nicest advantages of this kettle is this base. It's extremely compact. If you look here, it's these are inch markings, so it's exactly 6 inches in diameter. That's a very, very small footprint. So if you have a smaller countertop, that's great. There's nothing here. There's no power buttons or anything like that. So it's very simple. The downside is it's very light. So as you move the cord around, the base will move. Not a big deal. It just gets annoying. This is very simple, easy to clean. Obviously, you want to keep water and junk out of the electrical connection here. Looking on the bottom, we can see most of what I would like to see from something like this. You see a UL tested. Then, some information. This is model number BV3825B, 1,000 watts. Has a lot of power. This thing is a pretty quick boiler. It'll get up to full boil in about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how cold your water is. No ROHS indicator, which is a little bit disappointing, but it does have that UL and a QC check for quality control. One of the big selling points of the Bonavita kettle is that inside, it's a little bit hard to see, but inside is fully stainless steel. So it's all food grade stainless steel. There's no plastic or any other materials touching your liquid. The plastic used in this is BPA free, so I mean, that is a good sign, but to me it's important that the plastic doesn't touch the liquid, and that's the case. If you look here, you could probably just make out that max fill line right there. The plastic is pretty close to it, so you want to adhere to the max fill line, but it won't touch it. So that's good. Even if it's boiling, I've looked, it shouldn't touch it. This is not going to a crazy boil. As soon as it gets to temperature, it stops boiling. Inside is just standard coated steel. There's nothing there. I mean, not coated steel, it's just stainless steel with no coating. There's a little bit of water and condensation there, that's standard, but there's no coating, it's not nonstick. As far as I understand it, everything is just old-fashioned food grade stainless steel. Nice fit from here, pushes on, but it's still easy to lift off. Nothing here is insulated, so this gets extremely hot, probably 212 degrees if you're at sea level, but I mean, that's kind of what you want here. You want it to be stainless steel, you don't want it to be insulated. So the flip side of that is it gets hot. Prices of this thing will range from about $49 on places like Amazon to maybe $80, $70, $80 if you're buying it at a coffee shop. I'd recommend it buying online since that's the same thing. But if you don't trust Amazon and other places, then obviously buy from a local dealer. Coffee shops are a great place to do this. Final verdict is I like it and I like the price. I've been using it for months now and I'm very happy with it. Happier than I was with my old one, which had plastic on the inside and kept breaking. It has not broken, and I don't think it will break. I really do not like the power button. I think it's simply not safe. So again, I would keep it unplugged unless your house is just not a place where rags get thrown around and dishes, after they get clean, get pushed into things. So if you live in a completely clean, controlled environment, go ahead and leave it plugged in. I think you'll be fine. I keep mine unplugged. And past that, I'm pretty happy with it. Again, it's not cheap, but it was nice to get away from plastic. I really like moving to the gooseneck. It's a nice shape. It's not too big or too small, so I could really get it over my pour over coffees and into my French press and everything else I do. So I like this one a lot, but it definitely has some downsides. Probably next time I would buy the variable temperature one. I didn't because I wanted the smaller base, but now I'm sort of missing it. What you have to do to get a lower temperature, obviously, is turn it on, let it come to boil, it turns off, then you have to wait. You can try to remove this and let it cool a little faster, but honestly, the whole apparatus is pretty hot, so I tend not to do that. I tend to just let it sit on its own. So that about covers it. It's the Bonavita Gooseneck Kettle 1.0 liter electric version, model BV3825B. Thanks for watching.